In this part 2 of my chat with the brilliant Barbara Hastings, we dive even deeper into the art of accents and why chasing perfection might be missing the point. Barbara shares why authenticity should be your goal and not sounding like a textbook, and how code switching, playing with making shifts between accents, something we do in my house all the time, may be one of the best ways to learn and lock in new accents. Yay! So if you're a voice artist or just love to play with accents, you're going to really enjoy this episode. Picking up from where we left off last episode, Barbara is about to explain the differences between the states or the places in Australia and how our accent varies depending on where we're from. Australia has different versions. I would love to hear an American's version.
Oh my God.
And clearly you can pick out these nuances in language, which is just phenomenal. And I have heard that the Queensland accent is more relaxed. And I know I have a very neutral accent. I don't think I'm really broad. But yeah, please share with what you've heard and what you know.
Okay, I'll share what I know, because obviously I'm not. I mean, I have an Australian passport, but I didn't grow up here,
Oh yeah.
But I can hear the difference. I'll give you an example. Yeah. I was in San Francisco, and I just landed like a couple days before. And I sat down, I was trying on a pair of shoes, and a lady sat next to me, and she goes, "Excuse me, could I try on some shoes, please?" And I looked at her, and I said, do I ask? I said, "Are you from Toorak?" You know? And she said, "Yes."
Wow, that's impressive.
She said, "How did you know?" I just went, "Oh, I'm a dialect coach." I didn't say Kath and Kim.
Yeah.
Kath and Kim taught me about accents.
I was going to say it sounds like Kath and Kim. I would never pick Toorak, but it's that drawl.
Like her.
Yeah, right.
So even though these accents are exaggerated, they come from a kernel of truth. And so, playing around is how, that's my favorite way of learning. And so, I play around with Kath and Kim, Kimi, look at me,
I think so many Australian households do the same thing. Like, look at me, Kimi.
Yeah. And everybody does that everywhere in the world. And there's a name for it. It's called code switching. And when you change accents. So a prime example of this is African Americans. They have African American vernacular English, Ave, we call it. And then they'll switch into General American and back and forth depending on their audience. But we play with it at home. For when I was growing up, we'd switch between Southern accents mainly in the States. So we go, "Yeah, I don't want to go out tonight," something like that to my brothers. And then we'd code switch into Californian, that's my native accent. So I'd go, "Oh my God." Or my brother will say, "Yo, Barb, what's up? What you doing?" And fantastic. That kind of thing. So in Australia, it's exactly the same thing. We switch. A friend of mine will go out. She goes, "Oh, I'd like some wine, please." or I'll just do something bogan, for lack of a better word. You want some Choppa Chops. In terms of states, sometimes I can hear it, but because it's a newer sort of trail of accents from the time the British came over here, and I'm trying to be careful how I word this. And also, there's so many things that influence why an accent sounds like it does too.
Right. Yeah.
So it's interesting you said slower with Queensland. Because there are people who talk very quickly up there, but I think overall there's again a kernel of truth. And I think it's the weather. It's hotter there, so it takes more energy. Yeah. Melbourne, you can speak more quickly because it's more chilly, And I have a friend from Tassie who talks very quickly.
Yeah, right.
And
even colder.
I have another friend who talks very, very slowly from Tassie, but she barely opens her mouth.
Yeah, right. And you're right. So many different environmental factors as well, or influences, and
social factors.
Very cool.
But my favorite my favorite named accent, at least this was a few years ago, because it's constantly evolving. They're discovering new accents and new dialects, is non-geographically specific Australian immigrant English. And that's literally the full name of that accent.
What does that accent sound like?
It sounds like a Western Sydney accent to me. I can't even do it. I can't even do it.
I have no idea what that sounds like. I've never even heard of it. So,
wow. Howzos? Remember the show Howzos or Fat Pizza? It's
yeah, okay. I
Rebel
remember that
Wilson
show. Yes, okay.
Yeah, there's that, and it has a lot of connotations with it, family law. Well, maybe not family law so much, but yeah, it's children of immigrants that created which is how Australians started. Yep. Was with a bunch of different accents, and the children of those people, you guys are their descendants, and you discovered their own thing, your own thing, made your own thing.
Like so many things, parts of our culture, I think.
Yeah, well, that's how culture is. That's how it develops.
That's exactly right. Changing it up a little bit here, though, I wanted to know, do you have a pinch me moment or a proudest moment you've ever had, or something that just stuck with you from your experience in any realm, acting, singing, voiceovers, like a favorite moment or something like that?
I have a lot of favorite moments. There's not just one. I love it when watching a student struggle with something and then succeed. Anytime that happens, I literally get goosebumps. When I see the light go off and they discover something and it sticks. I have been on set where somebody gets it, and then we wait till the cameras stop, and then I go over and I go.
I get that. I'm a teacher too, and when I see that with my kids that I teach, it just warms your heart, doesn't it? It's like, it just makes you feel so good.
You get it.
Yeah, I do.
See, I bet your students love you. I bet they will love you.
I don't know. I don't know. I love them, so.
There you go. I love my students. Yeah. So those are the best moments. Pinch me moments, I think, when I've coached celebrities and I'm sitting across from them on Zoom or in person, and I'm like, this is surreal. But then that people are very, very vulnerable when you're coaching them, as you probably know as a teacher, when they're trying to learn, they're at their most vulnerable. And for some reason, dialect coaching is super personal. And I'd say that way more than 60% of what I do is building people's confidence. And
awesome. Yep.
And so you become very intimate with them, sometimes for a short time. So there are these celebrities who I know way more about than I should, and that just happens. But those are kind of like surreal moments. And pinch me, I found myself on set in an Australian accent going, I can't believe I'm doing this. So if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I don't suppose you want to name any of the big celebrities you've worked with.
I don't.
I get that.
You can look up my IMDb. You can look up my IMDb profile and see who I've worked with from that.
No, that's okay. And look, I respect that. That's absolutely fine. One last question. Can you give us one game-changing kind of accent tip for anyone getting into using American accent? Is there anything you can pinpoint?
There's a game changer, and that is no matter what your agent or a casting director or a teacher tells you, there is no such thing as a perfect accent. There's no such thing as a flawless accent.
Okay.
When you're doing an accent that's not your own, even when you're doing your own accent, perfect and flawless are completely unhelpful terms. What is helpful is authenticity, being authentic. And that's more than just how you sound. That's character work as well. And so I'd say that the tip for me is to refocus your energy away from perfectionism and into authenticity.
Gotcha. Yep. I love that. That's awesome. Such great advice. Oh, well, thank you so much. That's just been amazing. And I'm very excited because when we come back, you're actually going to give me a little top-up lesson on where I'm at with my accent. So it'll be that should be interesting.
You'll be fine.
you know what? I'm going for authenticity. So
Excellent. I love it. Just have fun. That's the other thing. Oh, okay. Second tip. Now, here's the second tip. Play. Above everything else. In fact, that's more important than aiming for authenticity.
Yeah.
Play.
Beautiful.
Have fun. Well, that's how children learn.
I do laugh because I think we play a lot in my house, especially with my youngest. We often are using different accents for different things, like we're just messing around. And sometimes I like to play more often than him, and he'll often say, Mum, that's enough. No more accents.
Yeah, I've had my kids do the same thing. It's like, Mum, why are you doing that?
Exactly
why did you?
Right.
And at one point, I was like, I'm learning the accent. Just let me do it.
That's what I have to say too. And he's like, oh, enough. And I'm like, oh. But yes, so we do play a little bit, which I love, which is great. Well, thank you again. It's been amazing. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And thank you all for joining me on Jules FM once again. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you got something out of it. Barbara is truly phenomenal. Don't forget to hit follow or subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. And don't forget, until next time, big dreams don't begin with perfection. They begin with a voice.